Yo, what's good guys? It's Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we got a quick detailed look at these bad boys right here. This is a brand new team model from Jordan brand called the Jordan Jumpman Hustle. Now, one thing I typically don't go over with these performance models is the aesthetics, mostly because I just don't care. Half of them are ugly anyways, and really the only thing that I'm interested in with the shoes are their actual performance. However, these guys right here remind me of something that came out back in the day when I was a youngin'. They actually remind me of a few shoes that came out back in the day, but that's the thing that I like most about these is not just their performance features, but I do really like the way that these look. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, I am a sucker for zippers. The Zoom glove was like the first one that I fell in love with, those and the son of gloves. There was a Reebok Shroud shoe, super dope. I think Sean Kemp used to rock those. Eddie Jones's Swift 6, at least I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I always get the names confused. Jordan Swift 6. So the Jordan Swift 6, it was Eddie Jones' signature shoe. Those are actually supposed to be re-releasing, I believe, next year for their anniversary, just like they did with the Pro Quicks a couple years ago. And then they have the Quick 6 available now known as the Quick 23, and then the Swift 6 is coming out. They'll probably change that name to the Swift 23 as well. But anyways, I just love zippers, man. I just think that they're cool. They're not always great, but I think they're cool. Not only that, but this whole shrouded area, the way that this little toe area looks right there, I just think that it looks gorgeous. It reminds me of the Jumpman Team J. It was a shoe that I used to have a long time ago where they had a shroud that would pull over and then clip into the side of the shoe. It was a pain in the ass to really clip that thing. It was nearly impossible. They called that stuff a stretch leather and it just didn't stretch whatsoever, but they looked awesome. But these guys right here have little touches that kind of nod back to that shoe. The midsole is super chunky, very thick, rounded in the back, much like the Air Jordan 20. So these guys right here I just think is a nice mix of some of Jordan Brand's past, but not in a way that's overtly in your face, like elephant print and stuff like that. Although I will say the patent leather is kind of in your face, but at least with this colorway, it's not super noticeable. Now the tech features on the shoe, I'm also very excited to try out. The outsole right here is herringbone. There are two sections of solid rubber while the rest of it is translucent. That could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, we don't know just yet. However, if you don't like messing with translucent outsoles, if you go and grab these from overseas sellers on eBay, they actually have a full-on solid rubber outsole. No translucent stuff, none of that. The reason why I did not pick up one of those is because those tend to fit a little bit wider, which I personally don't like, but some of you guys might like that. So if you are interested, I'll leave a link to the seller that has these in the description box below, just in case you are interested. The retail price, another thing, not really anything with its performance, but at 110 bucks, I feel like that's a great price point for these. If these were 110 bucks and the retros were 120 to 130, depending on the shoe, obviously the more expensive Jordans like the Jordan 12s and things like that should be 150, like they once were. The flagship Air Jordan at 175, I think that that's a great little price range, where the entry shoes are, that more affordable price. The old school signatures are more in line with the prices that we used to see them at, whereas the new flagship is the pinnacle of performance, supposedly, which is why it should retail for more than the retros. But that's just my logic. Apparently that logic doesn't make any sense to anybody that actually works there, mostly because it probably doesn't make them enough money. But hey, this shroud is not a stretch shroud. It's very similar to the vinyl that they used on the Why Not 01. Zipping up that zipper is kind of a pain, but it's not as much of a pain as that shroud on the Jumpman Team J that I was talking about earlier. So it's not impossible to get these things closed up, and once they are closed up, they feel awesome, at least in my opinion. Inside the shoe, it is comprised of a textile booty construction. You do have elastic bands on the tongue for easy entry, something that I definitely appreciate. The lacing system is simple, just nylon cables right in there. Again, that's always worked. They've been doing that for a long time, since the Air Jordan 28, maybe even some of the shoes before that. So when I see that, I just know that it's gonna work. I'm not sure what all of these numbers mean inside of the shroud, but it does say the model name. I just don't know what the hell all that is. I think it's cool though. The midsole itself is a lightweight Phylon, and it does feel very comfortable underfoot, at least so far from a try-on. And the forefoot, there is Zoom Air. We haven't had any confirmation on what type of Zoom. I'm not sure if it's a rectangle unit or if it's the traditional kind of oval shaped ones that we get in Air Jordan 13s and 14s, but hopefully we'll be able to find that out soon enough. The shoe itself fits true to size for anybody curious. For wide footers, if you're not grabbing the Chinese pairs, then what I would do is probably go up half a size, because because this little shroud right here, it might not just zip up at all if you have like a really wide foot. But again, the ones that are overseas, they're not much more expensive than the versions that are available here. So for a better fit, that might be worth it to you. I will be testing these guys out. I'm very excited to play in them, so stay tuned for the performance review in the coming weeks. Let us know what you think about the Jordan Jumpman Hustle down below in the comment section. We would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. By the way, I grabbed these from Hibbett Sports, so if you wanted a direct link to there, I will leave that in the description box as well. Nike right now only has the all black colorway, something that I'm not a fan of. I think that these ones though, these are so sick, dude. I think that these are awesome. But let us know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support, and until next time, guys, have a good one.